Hey there, awesome art kiddos. I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk to you about stained glass windows. We see a lot of stained glass windows when we visit churches. Some stained glass windows have people or images of animals or landscapes in them. And then some stained glass are just beautiful colors. Look at this one right here. This is a little artwork stained glass that you could keep in your home. And then some stained glass windows are so huge that they take years and years to put together. Some of the most famous stained glass windows are in some of the churches, like the Basilica, or any of these churches like in Italy and Rome. And then even in North Carolina, where I live, stained glass windows are in many churches around town. Some people even have stained glass windows on their own front doors that are just part of the decoration of their house. Let's talk about how we can make a stained glass window, but we're not going to make it out of real glass. We're actually going to do this with crayon and watercolor. It's something called crayon resist. Let's get started. Stained glass is made by combining sand, soda, lime, and potash together and heating it up until it liquefies. Soda is an ash substance that helps with colors. Lime is a mineral, and potash is a type of salt. You put these items into a pot and heat them until they're liquefied, and then you add color. For example, gold would make the glass red. Then it's rolled into a ball and flattened and cooled. After that, it's able to be cut up, and lead, another material, is heated up and soldered. That's heating it up, and that's what holds all the glass pieces into place. For this project, I'm going to use some heavy paper. I'm using watercolor paper, but any heavy paper will work. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need a crayon. You'll see later why mine's in 3 pieces. Then you're going to need some watercolor paints, a brush, and some water. If you don't have watercolor paints, you could just as easily do this with marker, crayon, colored pencil, whatever materials you have. To get started, I'm going to take a piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half. One trick I use is to slide my finger from the edge of the paper over to where I fold, and then go up and down with my other finger, and that helps me keep things steady and fold it in half. Now you notice there's a creased or folded edge and an open closey edge. Lay your paper down just like it's a greeting card or a book, and we're going to start on that folded creased edge, creating some lines. This is going to be the outer shape of my stained glass window. I'm using some curved lines, straight lines, maybe a little stair step. Here I'm going to add an extra tall rectangle that will be an outer part of my stained glass window. And I'm going to add another little curve shape too. You can put whatever kinds of designs that you want on your stained glass window. Press hard with your pencil. So now I'm going to take this, and I've drawn on this half of the card. I'm going to flip the card to the back, and I'm pressing it up against a window. I like that because see how the light shines through, and I'm able to see my half of my stained glass window on the other side. I'm going to tape this down so that I can trace. Now that I have a free hand, because this is taped to the window, I can go ahead and just simply trace over all of these pencil lines. I'm going to do that off camera because I need to hold the phone and use a pencil and press, and that's a lot. Now when I pull this off the window, and I have a symmetrical glass window frame. Yay! Now that I lay my paper flat, I have a large symmetrical space to add some decorations and design to my stained glass window. You can use circle objects, you can use shape objects to trace, you can also just draw some lines freehand from your pencil and add interesting areas to your stained glass window. You definitely want to have a lot of spaces that you can use different colors. Now remember, symmetrical means the same on both sides. So what I'm doing on one side of my folded paper, I'm going to try to repeat that and copy it on the other side. That way, my stained glass window will stay symmetrical. I'm going to continue adding some more lines to break up this large space and make it interesting. You make yours interesting to you. Now it's time to outline all of my pencil lines. I'm going to use a black crayon and I'm going to push down very firmly to get a thick, dark black outline. You got to go slow with this. Ah, I broke it. Well, round 2. My crayon's broken, but the good news is broken crayons work, don't they? So I just peeled a little bit off of one half of the crayon and I'm going to use it to outline. Notice I'm going nice and slow and careful, pushing down very firmly. You have to put that pressure with your crayon onto the paper so that you get that thick, dark black outline. That's putting an extra thicker layer of the black crayon wax onto your paper. This is going to make a huge difference in a little while whenever you are adding watercolor paint. Now, if you lightly outline and it doesn't make a dark mark, it's not going to work. See how you can barely see that? You got to put the pressure on, kiddos. All right, let's get this baby outlined. It's time to add some watercolor. Now let's look at this little baby example of stained glass. Look at all those beautiful, bright colors just everywhere. So when you're going to paint your stained glass window in, you can think of any color pattern that you are interested in using. So it could be a whole rainbow, or it could be just certain colors, warm colors, cool colors, just whatever makes you happy. I'm waking up my paints right now by putting a little dollop of water on the colors I plan on using. That's going to help them soak up a little bit of that water liquid so that when I'm ready to get paint onto my brush, the paints are going to be more happy about getting onto the brush. Now that I'm adding my little areas of color paint in each section of my stained glass window, I'm really grateful earlier that I took the time to outline my picture with a thick black crayon heavy mark. The heavy crayon puts that thicker layer of wax on the paper. Watercolor does not like to stick to wax, so as I'm filling in these little spaces, the black crayon's kind of acting like a little fence around the color so that it's not going to spread or bleed into other areas of my picture. Now, I do think it's a good idea when you're painting to kind of bounce around your picture and paint different areas all around your stained glass window so that even if you've put that black crayon in a nice thick layer, if it spreads a teeny bit, it's not going to hit areas that are too wet, and you're giving all these little sections a chance to dry up. All right, Ramona, what do you think of the stained glass window? Do you like it? Which is your favorite part? Is it the symmetrical areas, the colors? What do you think? You like it? Aw, do you like it? It's a pretty picture. Thanks. Don't lick it.